Hey, all of you out there in Eorzea, welcome to She Heals, I Tank, your bi-weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. Got it right this time. Today is Friday, January 29th, and this is episode 247 of the Shit Podcast. I'm your host, Vegan Pete, and always by my side is the lovely...
Hey guys, Avi Ale here. How you doing?
I am good, Avi. How about yourself? Get off your phone, please.
Very glad it's I was actually opening the app to track my elliptical because I'm like...
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, because I'm using it right now. Why do you gotta do that? Why, literally, why do you gotta do that? I was being so good at, doing it and not interrupting what I was saying, and then you gotta be a jerk. Who's a jerk? Jerk.
I am a jerk.
He's a jerk.
Thank you for being here, Avi.
Mm-hmm.
We love you. You're very special.
Thank you. You are very special.
I don't.
We love you, Avi.
I legitimately need you to remove that sound bit. The sounds come in so much louder in my headphone than they do for the actual podcast. If you play that again, I will walk out. I'm so freaking serious right now. That just made me really mad.
Right. I hopefully I don't press it by accident.
I will walk out. I promise.
Well, thank you for being here. Apparently, I have strike 1. I am on strike 3. And thank you to all of you amazing people, either joining us here live at twitch.tv/SheHealsITank, or listening via the podcast, or watching a little bit later on YouTube. Thank you so much.
For not playing freaking Trump sounds in my ear. I appreciate you all so much.
As always, we like to shout out our amazing and generous subs since the last show. I forgot to put them in order of tenure, so it's all over the place right now. But we have Crow623 for 13 months, Hyper Pixie Gaming 25 months, Cyrax the Red 2 months, LaRosia 9 months, Seder Eagle's Claw 11 months, Disco Cub 15 months, Adlin hitting that 1 year mark at 12 months, and Awesome Austin at 14 months. Thank you all so much. And don't forget, if you do have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free Twitch Prime sub to use every month. You don't got to use it on us, but please just make sure you use it. I think we have a fun show for you tonight. What do you think, Avi?
I do too. I'm glad that you're more amped up for it now than you were earlier.
When the lights are on, Avi, that's when it's time to go.
He gets so worried for you guys. He's just like really wants to make sure we give you a good show, and I was like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good no matter what. It's
got some wild speculation for 6.0.
We got super loud for that one. Okay.
We'd love to hear some of your predictions for the expansion. Either put those into chat, or you can join our Discord, hop in the On Deck channel, and we'll bring you live on air to see what you have to say. With that being said, let's get to everyone's favorite segment.
Thanks for the bits, Cater Pants. Greenleaf Minute.
The Streamlabs announcement is 10 minutes behind when the actual alert came up on screen.
That's okay. I can multitask. I can read it. So it's very cool. So it's the Greenleaf Minute, and this week we are telling you where to get what is referred to as your tome weapon for the latest tomes of Revelation. That's because this is the current eye level 520 weapon. I cannot believe
get it, Avi?
We're at eye level 520. No, I didn't, because we're likely to get the relic next week, so I want to compare them. Don't judge me. Literally, Chili and everyone else in our raid group was like, wait. If you haven't gotten it, wait. See which one is better.
So that's what you were thinking weeks ago when you didn't do your E12 normal run?
No, I'm 1 run behind. If I could get it now, but I'm waiting because everyone in raid group told me to. Oh, anyways. So first thing you need to do is head on over to Yulemore, and then you're going to talk to Mark, A-Y Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Who's the person who you buy all your tome stuff from. And you're going to select the Allegan Tomestones of Revelation, parentheses, other. And you're going to buy 10 of the Moen's Token of Revelation. They are not cheap. They are 100 tomes each, which means you're going to need 1,000 tomes of Revelation in order to buy enough of these in order to get your weapon.
She just mathed.
Then you're going to head over to Y'all. Kind of feel like I'm making these names up. And select Eden's Promise Antique Exchange. And you're going to exchange 7 of your Blade of Antiquity drops from the E12 normal run. So that's you get 1 of those a week from beating E12. And you can only get 1 of those a week from E12 until they adjust that. In order to get this weapon. That's what Pete was referring to. My oh, you're so lazy. You forgot to do it 1 week. Meh. And then you're going to...
Sounded just like me.
Sounded like SpongeBob was my intent. So you exchange 7 of them for a single defragmented tombstone. Then you gotta go talk to some other jerk off named Fathard. Or Fathard. I like Fathard.
I can't control my horny level.
Fathard, and you're going to select Crypt Lurker Gear Exchange, and you're going to trade in the 10 Moens tokens and your defragmented tombstone in exchange for the ugliest weapon ever.
They are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Or at least the Gunbreaker one was.
They're all pretty. Like, the only one I think I saw that was kind of cool looking at all, in my opinion, was the Astrologian. I mean, the Dancer one wasn't horrible, but it wasn't, like, anything special. It's more like, I'm a dancer, and now I'm going to stab you in the eye.
Yeah, my Gunbreaker weapon was, like, held together by wire. It looked like it was made out of a scrap piece of wood. It was
So it looks like you made it.
pretty bad.
Looks like you made it. Like your IRL crafting, not your in-game crafting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demikase says, do a check if you already have the Emerald weapon, in case it's better. Yeah, I did hear that the Emerald weapon is better in some cases, not all cases.
Yep. And so then in that case, then the Relic might be better too. So you know what? I missed raid the other night anyways. So what did it hurt, Pete? What did it hurt?
Even if you don't get it for your main job, it could be a pretty good upgrade for one of your off jobs.
Right, but that's the thing, is that I didn't want to get it for my main and then waste it by replacing it immediately with my Relic. So by waiting a week, I'm going to decide which job is going to get my efforts for Relic and blah, 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 blah. Like that.
Blasey, blasey, blah, baby.
That's the technical speak. I'm sorry if you don't understand.
I do not, because I'm a big old dum-dum. But what I do understand is Avi's favorite segment. It's the tweet of the week. It is the tweet of the week, and just for you, Avi, I turned that one down a little bit because you said it was very loud in your ears earlier.
I actually appreciate that. Like, it was still loud. It just didn't make me cringe at Donald Trump yelling in my ear.
This week, it comes from our good friend Chili, who tweeted, God, I am both mentally and physically exhausted. I now 100% agree with Vegan Pete from At She Heals I Tank. Please, Final Fantasy XIV, fix Ishgard Restoration if you ever bring it back. Not Ishgard, but the whole crafting/gathering of a leaderboard. Right now, it's not who is the best. It's who can grind the longest. This isn't a competition on skill. It's nothing but a massive time sink.
I was gonna say, like, this is Chili, like, speaking to Pete's heart right here.
Oh, I loved it so much when I saw that come through the Twitterverse.
Like, I remember when Chili was starting this, and we were just like, why are you going to do this to yourself, huh? Like, what? You saw how bad it was for him, and oh no, don't. And he's like, no, I can do it. I got this. And then
it started out so well too. That little Lala was in such good spirits.
But it was like 4 or 5 days, and he was just like, "This sucks," and now I'm too far in. Out. I'm too far in to quit, but I hate this so much. It's like, and I was like, I remember Pete saying that exact same thing to me, and I go, okay, I'm gonna go watch The Magicians in the other room while you sit in here and hate yourself. Bye, because that's what I do.
So yeah, but congratulations for Chili. He stuck it out, ended up 10th place, I believe. So now officially
Fishing.
Saint Chili, Saint of the Firmament. Good job. Still don't know if it's worth it. Don't know what he thinks about it yet. But let's get to some news and notes from around the realm, Avi.
Ooh.
what we have all been waiting for is almost here. The announcement showcase for the next expansion is happening a week from now on February the 5th.
It came so soon. Like, it felt like it was so long,
That's
so
what
far
she
away.
said.
Anyways, like, seriously, because like we're actually planning like a watch party with our FC, so we kind of like feel like we're enjoying it together. And we don't want to stream it because we wanted to enjoy it like live time with other people. And like, I don't know, I was like, holy shit, it's less than a week away. How did this happen? Like, what? I remember being like, oh yeah, we got like a month and a half. It's cool. This is a great idea. And it's like, oh shit.
Already here, already upon us.
It's like the party like snuck up on you and you haven't bought any of the food or anything. You got to run to the store and like it's the next day. Like, that's
think
how I feel.
I've ever planned a party?
No, I don't. I genuinely don't.
You think I've ever invited someone over?
You've done that.
I don't
But
even
you don't
celebrate my own birthday.
But then again, you don't tell me that until the day before that so then I have to run to the store to entertain. So, yeah.
Pretty sweet deal for me.
Mm.
Thankfully, this broadcast is going to include a live interpretation from Japanese to English. It's going to be starting at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, Friday the 5th of February. And you'll be able to watch it on Twitch, YouTube, and Nico,
Which
my
is-
platform of choice.
So it is exactly 1 week away.
It is.
I'm so excited, guys.
So now's the time. Let us know your wild speculation. If you want to call in, join the Discord, get in the On Deck channel, and we'll see what you have to say.
Especially when you call in to tell us how wrong we are. That's like usually how it works. And we definitely appreciate it because your input is invaluable. That was not sarcasm. That was actually genuine.
We will most likely be getting a trailer. If not a trailer, then a little teaser.
Oh, if this is like the announcement, there's got to be a trailer. Like, how can they not hype it with a trailer? Like, that's how they start FanFest. Like, I'm picturing this as like our little mini digital FanFesty kind of thing.
Yes. So we're most likely to get the name of the expansion in that trailer. I've seen the name Forspoken thrown around by quite a few people, actually. So I don't know if that maybe got leaked from something, and then people have just been repeating it, or we just got a bunch of geniuses in the community. I don't know. But let us know if you've got any speculation on the name. I had just thrown out Into the Void. I thought it sounded okay, and I think we're going to the Void. But I don't think it's really going to be that, because everything since A Realm Reborn has all been one word. Like Shadowbringers, Stormblood, Heaven's Ward. 2 syllables, but one word.
Yeah, that's why I went with Light Takers.
Yeah, so we're going... Well, wouldn't
It's
it be
3
like,
syllables.
Wouldn't it be like...
Shadowbringers 3 syllables as
if
well.
we're going into the Void, wouldn't it be like Dark Takers? Now we're taking the dark away.
Oh, but like we just did Shadowbringers, Void Walker. That's a better. I just went with
Void
Light.
Walker.
I just was like, what's the opposite of Shadowbringer? Light Taker. Because I don't care what it's called. I don't know. That's like one of those things to me that was like, I care more about like where we're going
Actually,
and like how we're getting there.
And a light breaker would kind of be like, or a light taker would kind of be the same thing. You're bringing shadows, you're taking light, you're adding darkness.
You're right. But I mean, it seemed weird to be like from Shadowbringers to Lightbringers. Yeah, the Asians never ever go away. Ever.
So yeah, I don't think
Ever.
either of us are going to be right on that.
I'm not trying to be right.
Name speculation, but I'm going with Into the Void. Decibel says Void Walkers.
I like Void Walkers.
Besides the story, I think the part of the expansion that most people are looking forward to is new jobs. It seems like every time they add a job, Yoshida talks about how much work it is and was, and that they may never add a job again. But we're not buying that. Let's talk about what new job or jobs we will be getting. Want to lead it off for us, Avi?
Sure. Well, Decibels totally just said something that, like, goddamn, KK's like singing freaking Frozen over here in chat. I knew that's where he was going. And
Into the unknown.
Yeah. You haven't even seen the first movie. You can't even comment on the second. But yeah, I was there. I was like, I can't say anything because Pete's talking. But yeah, KK thinks it's going to be called Into the Unknown, which was just hilarious. So Decibels just said that they're hoping for Necromancer healer job, which would be amazing. I don't really see that happening, but I think that would be really, really, really cool.
How would you raise the dead to heal people?
Why don't you ask Hyperpixie, who's playing Elder Scrolls Online as a healer Necromancer? It can be done in other games.
That fits with Final Fantasy XIV.
You can make it work. You can make it work because you're like using the essence of the dead spirits, then you're bringing it back to life to like give that essence to other people to keep them alive. Like, just bitch, don't even. You can make it work.
All your essences are mine.
Yes, all essence belong to me. So I think though, like, I think the biggest speculation that everybody's had, the thing I've heard the most, is that we are going to get Chemist. We have heard so much. There's so many references to kind of like a chemist fitting into this world and with all these little like side quests. I think Chemist is going to be our new healer. I think it makes the most logical sense. But we had like a really interesting conversation because we had about like 5 of us in the FC running MSQ last week, which means you're just talking the whole time in Discord. And we were talking about how like, is it going to be random with like you're going to generate spells and the way it comes together? How's it going to work like Astro? Is it going to be like you don't really know how your concoction's going to come? And I said I really hope that they find a way to take the dancing element like of the procking of Dancer and even of Red Mage and kind of Samurai in these new jobs that kind of have this Dance Dance Revolution feel to how they play and bring that into a healer. I think that would be really, really, really cool. I know there's the lore you can bring into it, but in my mind, I'm thinking about the flow of the job and how the job plays. And I would really love to see this kind of like rhythmic energy brought to a healer, because I think that would be really, really, really fun. And I would fully go healer or go chemist if they could bring that kind of like where Red Mage, you know, you're using the black magic and the white magic, you're trying to bring them up at the same time so that you have the stronger attacks at the end. Like, wouldn't it be really cool if like that's kind of how the chemist element comes into play, is that you have to use these different abilities to make them come out to create the spell that you want them to come out. Like the spells you're using and the order you use them decides that. I don't know. And there'd be like some sort of a gauge. I just think that would be really, really cool and really fun. And I would like to see something kind of like that, but very Riku-esque. Like, yeah, I love Riku. I want all of their glamours to look like Riku, because she's, even though she wasn't a chemist, but that's cool. So yeah.
I agree with you on the chemist. I think that is going to be the new healer job. I've been guessing chemist for like the last 2 expansions, I think. I was even guessing chemist when Astro came out. And we haven't got a healer since Astro. So it's definitely time for healer. I think we will definitely have nerd riots if we don't get a healer.
I'm like, I was very happy when they added Astro as another healer. It wasn't a healer job that I personally enjoyed. I've never really gotten into playing Astro because, again, I'm always kind of about like the flow and the feel of the job. Like, it has to kind of click for you. So I don't know. I'm more into like how they approach the play style of the job than anything else personally. The other job that
you think kind of like Weaving Aether, kind of like Red Mage, but maybe not quite as similar where it's like white and black magic.
No, not exactly that. I'm just kind of like a mad scientist. I love that idea.
You're like weaving Aether into your potions.
I do think if they bring a 4th healer in, it would be more like Astro, though, in the sense where you can kind of choose to be either a shield-based or a healing-based job. I think there would be a focus, like you could kind of, like a stance like they did with Astro, and that's how they would keep it balanced, because you have one shield-based, you have one regen-based, you have one who can be either-or, so it only makes sense for the other one to come in to also be either-or, which keeps it balanced. But I just wanted, I really like the idea of the procs with like playing and the rhythm of the procs, like with the dance or like Samurai, where you've got the 3 different chakras that you come into play. Is it chakras? I don't know.
I'm not
I'm
a
like-
samurai.
I'm
I
like
got
very low
no
level.
clue.
That's I think chakra's monk, but there's like the 3 colors that you have to like do this ability to get this color, and you have to do this ability to get this color. I'm a baby samurai, and my DPS is horrible, but I like that if you do those, it feels very chemist to me that like if you do these 3 colors, then you get this ability. If you do these 2 colors, you get this ability. If you do these 2 colors, you get this ability. It feels like you're mixing potions, which feels very chemist to me. So I think that would be a really cool approach to it. And that's what I guess I'm trying to say very badly. But what I was going to move on to is I actually don't have a job in mind for the other one, but I actually really hope it's going to be a mage, a DPS mage, because I feel like we've gotten so much attention to the range DPS and the melee DPS that I would really like to see some mage love.
I've realized that I really don't like playing mages. So I'm hoping we get another melee DPS.
Another melee? Because ninja and... Play some ninja or samurai, bitch.
When was the last caster added?
Red mage.
Which was...
Long time ago.
Same as samurai, wasn't it?
No. I don't think so. I didn't Google it.
I feel like it's been a long time since we've got either one.
No, because you got ninja and you got samurai. You got 2.
What the hell is Red Mage, though? Ninja was back in A Realm Reborn.
So Red Mage and Samurai were the same expansion. But you see, you've got 2 new melees. You've got Monk, you've got Dragoon, you've got Ninja, you've got Samurai. And yeah, so you got 4. You've got Red Mage, Black Mage, and Summoner.
I don't care. The fucking all the ranged ones suck. You got Dancer. That feels like basically a caster. You got
Does
Bard.
not feel like a caster.
Bard
A caster
feels
cannot
like a
move around.
caster.
No. Oh, but Chili just said that Dragoon has nobody sharing gear. But I mean, honestly, it should. Like, that's just weird to me. I don't want another melee to me. I don't know. I don't like melee, so I'm the opposite of Pete on this.
I want a melee that wears light armor, like a Dragoon, and I want them to have 2 one-handed axes, like light axes.
It's like a Beastmaster?
No, it'd be like a Berserker. But not the Berserker that we had in Heroes Gauntlet. That had like a big-ass axe, I think, or a sword. But I think you can go more like Tasmanian Devil with 2 axes, and I want that in my Berserker.
Wait, Berserk is already like a skill that warrior uses.
I know.
Okay.
We'll take it away from them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I really don't think we're going to get a Berserker, but that's what I would want. There's been so many
call in if you guys have opinions on this. We'd love to hear what you guys would like to have to see.
There's been so many references to Geomancer.
Right.
So that could be one, but from everything that I read about Geomancer, like that was actually in game, it seems similar to
Chemist.
Astro to me.
Or Astro, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So I don't know what the
Geomancer
difference
was
would
even
be.
mentioned in the Astro quest line, which means it makes it easier to bring in. But I mean, I feel like if there is a Geomancer, it would be a mage.
Yes, I think so as well. What were the other jobs in Heroes Gauntlet? There was Thief and Necromancer.
I think it'd be cool to see. I do not see them ever adding a Necromancer to 14, but I think a Necromancer would be really cool. I like the whole.
And Thief would be too similar to Ninja, so Thief's definitely not going to be one of them. But yeah, I'm going to go with Berserker. Berserker's my wild speculation.
Wild and crazy speculation.
A dual wielding job. What else do we have to wildly speculate on? Oh, I will say I'm not totally convinced that we are going to get 2 jobs. I think they could definitely maybe only give us healer to start with.
I actually would not be surprised. I think if we only get 1 job, it would be healer.
And I know they say they've caught up with production since COVID-19, but it delayed it somewhat. And if they're still trying to get this out during the summer, like they usually do, taking advantage of that summer break when some students have more time to play, I could see them having to delay another job if there were plans for 2 jobs. So maybe we only get one to begin with and then one
later. They've done
later
that.
on.
They've actually done that a lot.
That's what they did with Ninja.
Yeah, they've done that a lot. Honestly, I think that's what they did with Dancer as well, because you're not going to tell me Lisa was not a dancer in that goddamn trailer. But,
She was a monk.
she was a fucking dancer. You look at her gear, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's it's my it's my people's like native wear." Bullshit, girl. That is a dancer outfit. Like even the new dancer outfit they gave had the same shoes, had the same aesthetics. Like that's a dancer outfit. They just like copped out because it wasn't ready. Like yeah, it was. You compare her to a dancer, and it like yeah, she was a dancing monk. Is like the air quotes cop out. Like, she was not a monk. They just redid a little bit. Like, just take the freaking chakras out of her hands and she's just gonna now punchy punch. Yeah, I don't know. I still swear she was supposed to be a dancer. She was intended to be a dancer, and the job wasn't ready.
So I actually think there's a good chance that we only get one job in the 6.0, and then maybe another one later on in the expansion cycle. But yeah, like I said, there's just been too much time since the healer's been added. There's no way it's not a healer.
I would also I'd rather they released one job that was
fully fleshed out.
Yeah, executed very, very well than have 2 jobs that are not. So, and I'm not saying that just because it'd be cool to have another healer job, but I also really like dancers, so I'm not like super, I have to play healer, like there's new healer. Like, I'll level it because I always level all the casters, including healer, but it's all about how it plays. And it's not, for me, it's not even about it being the best healer in the game. It's if I have fun healing on this job, then that'll be the job I heal on.
You think you'll ever go back to like healing full time?
Not for raid. I don't, because I get too in my head about it, and then raid is not fun because I blame every wipe on myself. And I like being able to dance and be like, well, I did my part.
Okay, let's move on to zones/worlds that we may be going to. In Heaven's Ward, we got all zones that were part of our home world, the Source. We had seen Ishgard on the map, but had never been there before. With Stormblood, we expanded our map even more to Girabanya and Othard. In Shadowbringers, though, we traveled to an entire new world, the First, and all of our new zones were over there. So what do you think we will be getting in the new expansion? If we are going off into the void like I think we may be, I think we're going to get a split between new zones. I think part of it's going to be in the void world. I don't think they can give us another world similar to the First,
No.
but covered in darkness instead of light. So I don't think it's going to be 100% there. I think it's going to be more of a Stormblood split where we get part of the time in the void like we did Alamigo.
But so this is saying like you think we're gonna have like a void zone that we can visit again?
I think so. I don't know. My wild speculation.
That's very wild.
What was I saying? And then we'll come back to the First, and I think they're going to maybe not hit Garlemald, but I think we're going to go into the continent of Ilsabard and lead up to going into Garlemald, which might be 7.0 as much as I think it should be now. Some people think we might get Garlemald as a side quest. I think that's a big storyline for a side quest.
I've heard the opposite though, with that like the void side of things is actually going to be over and done quickly, and then the Garlemald side of things is going to be very large and long drawn out.
I'd actually prefer that.
Right. I think a lot of people would actually prefer that. So I would be really interested to hear or to see how it works out, because I think that would be much more interesting, because we haven't had a whole, like, I'd like to see it focused on the people and the people that are already there and not focused on where we are.
So I think we'll have a better idea when we get to patch 5.5 and we can see exactly how far that Fandaniel and Xeno storyline is going to be. I'm holding out hope, even though I'm sure I'm wrong, that they're gonna wrap up that, and that's not gonna be what leads into.
For like some of the conversations is like, I don't think that Fandaniel and Xenos necessary, like the combination of them, like that's two super villains, air quotes, we'll say two potentially big villains. I think one of them is going to go away and then the other one's going to continue on and the story's going to grow. I'm hoping it's not Fandaniel that continues, but if it's going to be Xenos, then they need to develop his character more, because right now I'm seeing nothing new. So Fandaniel I don't like. Xenos to me is boring unless they can give him something other than, please let me orgasm again because I got to kill somebody, or somebody killed me, or I don't know. Yeah,
they haven't really given him anything new.
Yeah, so if they give him something new, he is tied to Garlemald, like that could be potentially interesting. Fandaniel obviously feels like he's a newer character who feels less new than Xenos does, who's been around for a while.
Because we've seen variations of that villain many times.
Right. And Xenos we need more than just, he wants to fight us again. Like, okay, good for you. I don't want to. Bye.
And like I said last time, we're the champions. You're the challenger. You come find me, bitch.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. But the problem is we have the empathy for the other people, so we're protecting the other people, so we go to him. It's not, yeah. That's what makes us go to him versus.
I mean, the biggest mystery right now is like what these towers are for. That's what I'm most interested in this storyline coming up. And that has something to do with Fandaniel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they can make it really interesting, but Fandaniel is just like, I want to recreate the end of time. It's like,
yeah, but the whole thing, Fandaniel, everything about him is very showy. And very
way too showy.
And he's very obviously show. He talks about a stage. He talks about, putting on a performance. So I just don't know which of these two villains they're going to take on to the next level, I suppose. So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Kill them both. But yeah, I don't really have much speculation on new zones or worlds, other than I think we're finally going to get into Ilsabard. Last time in Shadowbringers, we actually got 2 new races, the Viera and the Hrothgar. However, we only got female Viera and male Hrothgar. Will we be getting any new races in the new expansion, Avi?
I mean, we got 2 partially flushed out races, like Viera are obviously like a conglomeration of like Elizin and Hire and Mikote, like body and animations with like a bunny head stuck on top. And then the Hrothgar are like these really cool beastmen who, once you pick a hairstyle, you cannot change it. You cannot wear like 98% of the headgear. So I'm not only hoping they better not give us new races when we've got these 2 races that are existing that are already like not complete. What I'm hoping, in the bare minimum, what I'm hoping for is the ability to change hairstyles and wear every at least new headpiece gear added to the game for both Viera and Hrothgar. That's like the bare minimum. I want to be able to wear the hairstyles that you either paid cash money for or put time in game to get. Any hairstyle added to the game, you should be able to wear on those 2 characters, those 2 races. Ideally, I would like to see a male Viera and a female Hrothgar. I feel like they should flush out those races and they should add the other sexes. And I would like to see a small, skinny, kind of like weaker character for the male Viera.
A Lala-sized Viera.
No, I don't want a Lala-sized Viera. I want like a skinny, like smaller bunny guy. Like, because we've got, like, I'd like to see another type of, like, almost a more effeminate bunny male character. Because the Viera bunnies, males stay home while the females go out and they, like, are the Amazon, the warriors. They're, like, yeah, like the size of a Mikote female. Like, I would actually like to see the Viera bunnies be, like, that kind of a size. I think that would be really, really cool. While the Hrothgar females, I actually would like to see them be like the kind of like they were in, I guess, represented in 10, where they're the equals of the male Hrothgars. They are a warrior beast female cat. Like, I don't want them to be female femro. I want them to be beast cat girls, but I want them to be able to use different hairstyles and not be locked into what they do with them. Like, that's the ideal to me, is to get both of those. fully flush out the designs. And in that, I also would really like to see the Viera females get their own goddamn hempen sets, because they're wearing the Highlander midland the higher midlander tops and like bottoms, and they're like the lamest in the game, and they're the only ones that have to share it with other races, which is just stupid to me. So yeah,
You had a lot more opinions on that than I thought you would.
I have a lot of opinions on that. It actually really upsets me that it's been 2 years now and I still can't use any hairstyles other than the base ones that are given to me, and I can only use certain headpieces as a female Viera, because I love my Viera, and the fact that the Rothgar males, like, you literally are stuck with the hairstyle you choose upon character creation. You can't use an esthetician to change their hairstyle. You have to actually use a Fantasia, and that's not okay. Like, the fact that it's been 2 years and they've just let that sit, like, no wonder you don't see like any Rothgar, and you see very, very few, not very, like, way less Viera than you did before, because they're so limited. And I don't think that's okay with the amount of time that has passed.
Decibel says, bruh, what if the showcase highlights hats for Viera and Rothgar? How would that be the biggest announcement of the showcase for you?
It would depend upon how they highlighted it, and I don't actually care about hats that much because I don't really like most of the hats in the game.
You want hairstyles?
And I would actually like. I get that they have all these existing hats in the game already. If they at least would just be like, you know what, all of the hats going forward will be available for the Rothgar and the Viera. Like, that would be okay with, like, it would kind of suck for tanks, people who want that full look, but at least everything new added to the game, added to the cash shop, should be able to be used no matter what race you play. Like, the fact that they're adding cash shop items that you can't use on certain races is just bullshit. Like, it's stupid.
So my wild speculation for this is, if when that announcement stream starts and we see Yoshida on the screen, if he's wearing a hat, then that confirms that we're getting hairstyles.
He is not going to wear a hat because he likes his hair way too much.
And hats.
He likes his hair way too. Have you seen how this man styles his hair? He is not going to cover that up with a hat. That is not going to happen.
If he's wearing a visor.
Nope, it's not. Who wears a visor?
If he's wearing cat ear headphones.
Just saying. He has good hair and he's going to show off his hair. He's not going to wear a hat.
If he wears a hat, we're getting hairstyles and hats for the Rothgar and the Viera. And I don't think it's wild speculation to say I think we're getting the missing gender for the Rothgar and the Viera.
I hope so. I really hope so.
No, absolutely new race that we're getting.
No, I don't think the game needs one. I think we are, especially if they add a warrior, like, buff bestial cat lady, and then like this very effeminate male bunny. I feel like that really covers everything really well. I don't want to see, like, where, like, with the Rothgar, I don't want to see what they did with the Viera, where, like, not the Viera, but the Ra, where the males are these big, like, demon dragon, like, beings, and then these females are just so tiny in contrast. I don't want to see them do that again. And I feel like if they make the Viera males kind of the equal as the Viera females, then it just feels like another Elysin. I want to feel very, like, differences in the sexes within the races. I think that would be really cool.
Cyrax the Red says, a missing gender, $32 on the online shop. That's what the big announcement is going to be. We're expanding the Final Fantasy XIV online store. Look at all these new items.
Oh, now you can spend your real cash money for one character, not shared across
Everything
accounts.
will be single character.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Last FanFest, we got announcements of the World Visit System, Trusts, New Game Plus. Are we expecting anything like that at this announcement? Could we possibly be getting Cross Data Center Visit? They've said it's not impossible. It would just take a lot of work. So they could surprise us. I would guess no on that.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
But I would really like that. So I don't have to keep working on alts on other data centers.
Do you actually work on your alts?
Every once in a while, when there's usually when someone has an event there, I'm like, oh, I do have a character there. Let me put some levels on it. And then we had the announcement of Blue Mage.
Right.
So this is another thing. If we only get one job in 6.0,
Well, what's the max level of Blue Mage right now? Did it just get raised, right?
Next patch, it will be raised.
Okay. Okay. So we know it's getting raised. I think it's possible we could get just healer and then another limited job like Beastmaster or something.
Yes, I've seen Beastmaster, Puppet Master.
Yeah.
It seems like,
because it feels kind of similar to Blue Mage with how you're like collecting abilities from elements in game, and they like those kind of side jobs because you have to go around and collect things.
Minion Master, you get to play with all your minions.
I mean, isn't that what
Yeah, but I want to fight Titan with my minion.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Puppet Master would be really cool looking, but I don't know. That'd be really cool though.
That is called Pokemon. Gotta collect them all.
It feels like Pokemon to me. That's why I refer to it that way.
So yeah, Beastmaster, Puppet. I think. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how they view the success of Blue Mage. Do they think it's been very popular? I don't know.
If they're raising the level of it, then it's been popular enough. They've put dev time into it.
I can say there's a lot of people in our FC that really enjoy playing Blue Mage.
Collect all those abilities.
I like the collect the ability part of it. I didn't like the leveling part of it. And I know people can cheese the leveling. They tell me they can get to 60
in an hour
by doing some sort of, I don't know.
Well, you should find out so
Call
you can talk about it.
Exploit,
But
cheating.
It's an MMO like tactic that has been happening in MMOs since the like advent of MMOs. Just do it and then you can talk about it. You whiny person.
I've thought about it, but I've also been kind of limiting my playtime, and I've been enjoying the game more that way. So,
good.
Instanced housing.
Yeah.
Any possibility of this?
I do not see them. They have been so opposed to that. I think that would be. I think it would be great if there were neighborhoods that were like only FCs or something, and then they separated personal housing from free company.
Row.
Well, yeah, like whatever. But like they separated personal housing from free company housing. I don't know, because they want to keep the whole neighborhood aspect of it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see that happening. They're adding the new Ishgard housing. That's their solution. Is we're adding a new housing zone. That's like so much more housing. You guys should totally be happy with that.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Fine.
This is my wild speculation. Possibly the biggest announcement of the show. They're going to announce instanced housing, and it's going to start with Ishgard. Ishgard is going to be instanced housing.
That would be a clever way to do it, but I don't believe it will happen. I just don't. Nope. Be cool, but nope.
A man can dream.
Yep, totally. Dream away.
Last time during FanFest, we did get like the announcement of what the raid is going to be. They told us we were going to get the Yorha 24-person raid, and that we were going to get the Eden 8-person raid.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably I don't know what to think, because is this going to be the equivalent of the US FanFest, or is it going to be the equivalent of like 2 or 3 FanFests put together?
Yeah, see, I don't know. I can't see that. I feel like it's not going to be the equivalent of all 3, because they just dev time and everything is not going to be the same as what it normally would have been. It might be the same as like 1.5 FanFests, but that also might be all we get, because it's one event now, so it'll feel like more in one period. But I don't see us getting as much as we normally do.
So I mentioned that it usually comes out, I believe, in July. I think even Heavensward might have been June. And it's been pushed back a little bit each time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're getting this in summer, or is it going to be pushed to the fall?
I feel like they're going to try to stick with summer, because pushing to a whole new season like that throws off. They're like
just make everything delayed.
Right, that's what I mean. It makes everything delayed.
If they push that, and then it's still 3.5 months between.
I see them trying to not do that, trying as hard as they can to not do it. I feel like they would give us less to meet that same new stuff in the summer, and then I don't see them pushing to a whole different season. Like that feels, I don't know, it feels really disappointing to be like, we've always released it in the summer, but now we're releasing it in the fall.
It would make the wait for it really long.
And it's already like we've had such a drought of late. Like, it would just be too much.
And I think there's a lot of people who have been playing a lot too, just because we've all been stuck at home. So a lot of people are maybe further than they are usually at this point. Either they've got more done.
No, we've had less stuff to do as well.
Well,
Like,
it's a combination.
yeah, it's definitely a
and,
combination.
People have been playing more. Decibel
KK
says,
said 5 new PvP modes.
oh yeah, at a minimum, there's gonna be 5 new PvP modes.
That's funny.
It's gonna be eventually. They're just gonna rotate front lines. Or
So
one front line
Decibels actually
every day.
mentioned what Pete and I had talked about. I said we still haven't seen the 3rd near raid tier yet, and so I feel like that would be potentially shown, and then
that will be in the live letter that's happening afterwards.
yeah. I don't know that we're gonna get. I don't know that we're gonna get anything for the new 24-man raid. I think maybe they shared that one because they were so excited about it being near. So I don't know.
Now we got Eden. I guess we're on the last tier of Eden though. They also previewed a couple beast tribes. One that wasn't actually like a beast tribe where we go and do quest at. The first thing they previewed was the new Mo. So we might get a little bit of a preview of what's on the...
I guess we are due for a non-frickin' crafter gatherer beast tribe.
I think the new model is going to be one of those, then one gathering, one crafting.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I think you should combine the crafting and gathering
I
like
agree.
they did with the Namazu.
That was way better.
Yeah, I don't need a crafting and a gathering from separate ones.
Nope. Because gathering's so easy to level. Shoot, crafting
Yeah,
is too with this card now.
That's also true. They've made it so easy to level your gatherers and crafters that we definitely don't need them spread out between 2 beast tribes.
Nah, it'd be fine.
Make one of those
make
battle
it both.
job.
Yeah, make it both. Battle job. I agree.
And we got a dungeon preview, but they didn't tell us what the dungeon name was or anything, obviously because of spoilers. So maybe we'll get them running through a dungeon.
Of course. And we're going to get some like concept art of new zones, if not some actual people running through it. Because, I remember them running through Ishgard and showing us some really cool the city with like nothing in it. So
do you think they'll mention a release date?
I think they'll mention, that's the whole point of this is like building hype. But I think it'll be like a release time period. Like
I think they did that before.
July
it was called like
of
late summer. Or
late summer. Like it'll be vague. It'll be very vague.
So no actual date.
No, who's gonna like do that to them? KK's is winter of 20. No, oh my god, that'd be the worst. Horrible.
I don't think you could survive.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our wild speculation. No Collins, and guys. I guess you guys are very speculative right now.
You're with me. Like it was hard. Pete's like, "What? How are you not wildly speculating?" I'm like, "I'm just not. I don't know. I can talk about shit, but I don't have like. Oh God, stop it, you guys. February of 2022. No,
going out on a limb. February 30th, 2022.
Far. Yeah.
That'd be something. We'd have to add 2 days to February, or it's a leap year and we add 1. So following up the announcement of the expansion will be the live letter. This will be a live letter 62, I believe, if I did my Roman numerals correctly. This will be the first preview for patch 5.5. In the second half of the show, producer and director Naoki Yoshida will be accompanied by lead project mentor Soichi Matsuzawa, and in the I copied that twice. Please note that the presentation slides will include Japanese and English text, but the presentation audio will be in Japanese only.
You feeling all right, Pete?
So they've told the translator for the first part of the show, for the expansion release, to fuck off and don't come back for the live letter.
Right. And
why?
Money? They don't want to pay him to be there for I don't know. But yeah.
They're like, we're going to have a translator for the big announcement. But when we get to that fucking lame-ass live letter,
you got to wait.
We're not going to have the translator.
Because money. And of course, there have been more items added to the Final Fantasy XIV online store. Everyone's definitely buying these things, Pete. That's why they keep adding them. So now you can buy the Eastern Lord Aaron's attire and the Eastern Lady Aaron's attire. Each set will run you $18. only for a single character, and they are gender locked, which we thought we were past that with the previous outfits released, the schoolgirl, schoolboy with different names, whatever. But we're not. So not only that, but the Rothgar and the Viera cannot wear the headgear for these pieces or these sets. So I believe this is from like the Korean data centers, and so they're bringing it to the cash shop first so that everybody else can purchase it. But it still bothers me that not only like is it gender locked, but it's also like the gear is like the headsets can't be used by the different races, and it's $18. Like if it's $18, just put the dev time into freaking making those headpieces available to everybody else and those gears available to all sexes, because come on now. The only thing I think is worth it on this at all are the gloves for the female characters, because they're really cool looking. One of them's kind of like wrapped up her arm and like open, and the other's like a shorter. I don't know. I like asymmetry, but it's just stupid that it's not all inclusive to sexes and races, and it makes me mad. And so I actually feel like I should not buy this out of principle more than anything else, personally.
McLeod says the Eastern lady skirt looks like a diaper.
Kind of does. Well, it looks like a skort. You know what a skort is? It's basically like a skirt in the front and shorts in the back. Like it's like a fake little wrappy skirt. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of browsed it. I never buy shit like this, so it didn't look too hard, but it did not look good to me. The only thing I kind of liked was the shoes, which looked like some knockoff Adidas for the male, and didn't really notice on the female. Not going to be buying it.
You don't buy anything, so that's not like anything new.
Not even going to be buying it to give away. It's not even giveaway worthy.
Yeah, the ladies.
I will say, I kind of like the big Lady Gaga hat on the female.
Oh, except for the Viera. Oh, and they even previewed it on the Viera to be like, here, look, it's a Lalafell wearing the hat.
They have to admit that the Viera doesn't have it.
The Viera doesn't have it. It's just like, really? I don't know. It just makes me mad. So, yeah, it does look like a skort. It really looks like a skort. Like hard. Like, that's, not feeling that.
Season 18 of The Feast will be starting soon. Who's excited? Yeah, Howard. Howard's excited.
Let's say your mom?
If we weren't still making our way from Savage right now, I actually think I would be doing Feast, because it's like something I've never really done in the game besides playing a few random matches here and there.
If we were doing Savage right now, I don't know what I would log in for. Like, I'm kind of like putting effort into like leveling some of my other jobs, but it's not serious. It's like, I'm going to actually get all these jobs to 80. And by the time I do, they're going to raise the level cap, because that's how it would work for me. But like, I don't really care. I'm not a big completionist.
I like this idea in chat. Oh my god, let's do a Viera headgear only fashion show.
But we wear nothing.
That should be a video every time something gets released on the cash shop. We do a video of how it looks on a Viera. It's just nothing.
Yep.
But the Feast at least has like good rewards.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so stupid for doing Restoration of Ishgard.
Yes, you are.
I could be doing something like the Feast and actually getting a cool reward.
And still being grumpy and mad at people and things, and I would still be like, okay, babe, I'm gonna go watch The Magicians. Bye.
At least when I would get mad, it'd be like, because my own dumb fault, because I suck at PvP.
Yeah.
Because the RNG. Right.
Well, it's the RNG of who you get matched with, I guess.
Yeah, but at least I can accept me getting beat by someone. Unlike the rewards for the Feast, the rewards for topping the Skybuilder rankings are not very good.
Okay.
But the Skybuilder rankings are over. We mentioned that in the tweet of the week.
Yeah.
People have put many hours over 10 days to get their Saint of the Firmament title.
Congrats, all of you people.
Congrats.
I hope you didn't hate yourself too much. Shit. I was so scared that like actually made me jump.
A round of applause for all of you.
And scaring me. So finally, to round out the news, we have an update for the special site for patch 5.4. It's updating with what we'll be getting for next patch in 5.45. The most interesting thing we're going to be getting is the Lubrum Reginae, which is going to be the new large-scale battle. The teaser we get reads, "Beneath the wastes of Boja Citadel lie the ruin of Queen Ginhilder's kingdom. The temple at its heart, once a shining beacon of hope for Boja, now remains forever shrouded in darkness. And it is there, the warrior of light must lay the queen's legacy to rest. This should also include whatever we need to do to upgrade our relic weapons, of course. So, woohoo, relic, next up.
Yeah, so one thing you mentioned, you're like, I'm just gonna wait on my tome weapon. I'll just get the relic weapon when it comes up. What if this one's pretty grindy? It's gonna take you like weeks.
Then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get that one. Or, okay, I'm fine with where I'm at. Like, literally, like, then I know, I see it, I go, answer.
What's gonna be interesting to me is running Castrum Lacus Latori. You know how I abbreviate that. Avi doesn't like it.
Shocker.
Is that going to be a requirement for this new one? Like, are people going to have to try to arrange groups? Like,
they have to do something to get people to do it again.
Like, but is it going to be a requirement? Are they going to make people have to resort to like making groups on Discord to try to all get in the same instance and queue for?
They have to do. I hope that they do something to fix it. So, like as Cyrix just said in chat, like I hope so because I haven't gotten to that story part since no one does Castrum anymore. P was in there just a couple days ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I queued for it. 2 people queued for it."
Yeah, I went in there to level my Dark Knight through level 78, so I could just do like a MSQ and leveling to get it to 80 after I hit 79. And I was like, oh, sweet, Castrum Pop. Maybe I'll give it a try. Haven't been in here for a while. Maybe people are trying to get it done before the patch. Nope.
I'll admit I did it once with you, and I was like, I hate this. I hate this so much.
Yeah, you hate anything that you don't get right away, though.
Okay.
You're like, I got killed by this mechanic 8 times. I hate it.
I do Savage. Like, I continue to do Savage to fight against it. Like, this was not only just like, it didn't make sense to me. And then I could tell already that people were going to, like, if you weren't in there regularly doing it, that you were like, I understand what's happening. No one was going to, like, help you and you were just going to get left behind. And I don't like content like that.
Yeah, it has no staying power, really.
That's what I didn't like about it. It was like, I knew that I don't want to do this regularly, and so I'm always going to go in there, and I'm always going to feel lost. So you saying, I don't like content because you know I'm a fucking asshole. I don't like that about it. And then the way I felt about it is what ended up happening. So I was right about it. Jerk face, freaking ass, munch, butthole.
Yeah. People had no reason to run it once they added that fucking coin to the Fates outside. You've seen more people in Eureka lately instead. That's how bad it is. That people are going back to Eureka,
That's
which was
amazing.
horrible.
That's amazing. That's so bad.
Satyr Eagle's Claw, you've gotten to 12, but waited for a friend to hit 10. And best I've seen since then is 7 queued. Jesus. And I think you could probably do it with like a good 14 or a good probably 16. You probably need 2 full groups. Thank you, Spookatron, for those biddies. Swearing like a sailor, Avi, and you got the biddies.
Well, I do. The other big update we're going to be getting is for Blue Mage. Patch 5.45 sees the level cap for Blue Mage raised to 70, as well as the introduction of the all-new Blue Mage job-specific quests and gear. Practitioners of the cerulean arts will also discover new spells to master and find their Blue Mage logs updated with 4.x patch content. Being blue has never been so much fun.
Avi wrote that herself. Avi, should we level Blue Mage?
I mean, I'll do it if it takes me an hour.
Because I like collecting the spells. I don't like the leveling part of it.
I don't like collecting the spells, so you do it and tell me about it.
So you level my Blue Mage.
Nope.
And then I'll do the collecting.
Nope.
And then I'll let you play my Blue Mage every once in a while.
Nope. You do it.
Double team this bitch.
You do it all.
Alright, someone needs to power level my Blue Mage for me.
Do it yourself. I believe in you. Do it on stream.
I don't.
Blue Mage power. Raising that marble mount. I don't want a marble mount. It's creepy. It's like a shark with freaking on land.
What?
It's just terrifying and creepy, and I don't want it. And, like, if I got the marble mount, I would never use it because I don't like them.
Gotta use that mount
Same.
roulette.
That's how it's the same for sharks. It's not like actually the same as sharks. It's just like conceptually the same as sharks for me, where it's like terrifying and gross and ugly, and I don't ever want to see it. So I won't use it. So why would I put the effort into getting something I never want to use?
Because it's cool and it's available.
And it carries you like a baby. So that's probably the best argument. But no, I'm good. I don't need it.
And I want to do the Mass Carnival.
Then do it.
But I don't want to level it.
Then do it. We're also going to be getting the next step in the Sky Steel tool upgrade, because I'm so ready to do that. The blurb for this one reads, as the firmament lays foundations for a new era in Ishgard, the time has come to present its Skybuilders with tools representing the pinnacle of Sky Steel perfection. But what esoteric means must be employed to reach such daunting heights?
You know,
I don't know.
I don't think I even finished my last ones because I didn't need to.
I know I didn't.
I have a hard time wanting to do stuff like that when my crafted gear lets me do everything.
Right. You don't really need it.
So maybe this new one will make it a little bit easier.
But then you have to go back and do the old one first to do the new one,
yeah,
right?
I quit because the old one, it wasn't because it was difficult or anything. It was just kind of annoying. The second step of it was actually less products needed than the first step. And yeah, I did it for like 2 tools, and I'm like, this is just repetitive and stupid. Kind of like the restoration of Ishgard. So I was like, no, I'm done. You didn't give me any more like expert recipes to do. Fuck you. Didn't make this fun at all. Just another grindy piece of shit. But if it's a big enough upgrade, I'll do it.
That makes sense. Have fun with that. I'm not gonna. God, that's loud.
I forgot to turn that one down.
Yeah, it was loud. All right.
Enjoy that.
It was very loud. All right, Pete. So this question was originally asked in episode 201 by me.
So I got it right?
No, I wouldn't be asking it again if you got it right. What is the leading cause of death
Women.
of the Namazu? A. Namazu on Namazu indiscretions.
They're always bonking each other.
B. Personal clumsiness. C. Illnesses from eating improperly handled food. Or D. Cooked over an open fire because Namazu are delicious.
I feel like I've seen each one of those situations by doing those quests.
But which is the leading cause of death?
Oh, jeez.
I think this is my favorite Teaching Pete lore question ever. I saw it again. I was like, oh, I love this one.
It's not D.
I mean, catfish is amazing.
So, was there a storyline of people like catching him and eating him?
Yeah, but it's fine.
So what's A again?
Namazu on Namazu indiscretions.
Next one.
Personal clumsiness.
Next one.
Illnesses from eating improperly handled food.
I'm gonna go with B.
Is that your final answer?
It's my final answer.
You, sir, are wrong again.
This is why you need to write down what I guessed the first time, so I know if I guess the same thing again.
So you can guess the different one? Because you suck at guessing?
No, so I know if I guess the same one again.
Oh.
I need to know if my logic is the same every time. What's the winner?
Illnesses from eating improperly handled foods.
God, they're just eating shit off the ground, aren't they?
I love that question.
I love the
much.
Namazi though. That's a good one.
They're so good. That is why they need to combine the gatherers and the crafters. Not just because the Namazu are great, but because they could put more effort into the story if they only had to do one.
Catfish are bottom feeders.
They are, but yet still delicious. Delicious.
All right. I just have a couple little notes, Avi. We cleared E9S.
Finally.
We haven't done that, or we did that for the first time since our last episode. So congrats.
Yes, congrats.
And we've made good progress on 10. You didn't see a lot of that progress because you were out sick.
Yes.
But I think we actually might end up beating 10S quicker than we beat 9S.
I kind of heard that was the thing. That was like a common thing because those freaking tiles in 9S are a butt. You gotta trust. It was funny. So like in the tile stage in 9S, it's like you have to, if 2 people step on the same tile, then the tile drops away and it murders people. And I feel like one half of our group, just like we were just calmer about it, and then the other half of the group, they just would like freak out, and we're like, you just gotta calm down. They're like, but it's getting so close. I'm like, but you didn't die, so if you didn't die, just keep going with what we're doing. Don't try to change it. Just freak out internally and don't die. Like, because I'll admit we're over here going, but we don't die. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense trying to say it.
I think people just need to use their words more. Like I would tell you, hey, Avi, refresh your square. Because I knew you needed to do that before the next mechanic hit. But I can't call that out for everyone.
Yeah, the other side.
But since you were like my partner on that one.
Yeah, it was just funny. I don't know. But mostly we love you, Chili. But everyone's like, Chili's over there going, I'm gonna die. Chili, we're like, it's okay, honey. Breathe.
So really enjoying Savage. That's probably what most of my game time is going towards right now.
Yeah, mine as well.
Restoration of Ishgard we kind of talked about already. I think my favorite part of Restoration of Ishgard was listening to Chili do it while I was working. I just throw on my headphones, listen to Chili in the background. It was good.
My favorite is his laugh. He does his like thing in his laugh. I can't impersonate it, but he has this little clicky laugh thing, and it's just adorable. And when he's like really uncomfortable with like crafty or something, he starts making his little.
And I really enjoyed reading all the tweets of all the people that hated Restoration of Ishgard, and I loved it. It was just
you're such a sadistic jerk.
It was just like vindication for all my
sadistic
vitriol.
Jerk. Yeah.
Boja talked about went in, 2 people queued for Castrum, depressing. Started gardening again, Avi.
Do you really hate yourself?
Gardening's easy. I mean, you water it once a day, and that's about it.
Why don't you? Well, you don't talk about my like real life indoor plants that way. You're like, oh, why you bring all these plants inside? Meh.
First of all, you're murdering those plants.
I'm not murdering those plants.
So yeah, that's my lazy way of making back my gil. I don't want to play so much. I could make a lot of gil just by like crafting all the time, but I don't feel like doing that. Trying to have like a better game and real life balance lately, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job of that. I'm bored of the new dungeon already, even though if you ask me about the dungeon just like in a vacuum, I like it, but running it every day and only having that and Hero's Gauntlet to go between for Expert Roulette, I'm over it.
Yeah, it's fair, understandably.
But really quickly, like I said, been having much better life and game balance, spending a little more time on myself, as they say, making a point to exercise more, reading every day, going to bed at a decent hour, all of those things.
The sleep is the thing I've really noticed. Yeah, you're not up till 1 a.m. every day playing the game.
All of those things have led to me choosing to cut back the amount of time for playing. Having done this has actually led to me enjoying the game a lot more than I was.
Yep.
I don't know if I was completely burned out on the game, but at least now, like when I log in, I definitely have stuff to do. When I was playing as much as I did, I'd log in, I'd be like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
And then I'd just do stupid shit like crafting a whole bunch of stuff to sell when I don't need any gil, and gil has no meaning, so why am I doing it? So yeah. By cutting down the amount of time I've been playing, I'm actually doing stuff I want to do in game when I log on. I've been enjoying our raid nights most of all. I haven't cut down any of that time that we spend on raid, and I've been doing fun stuff like doing map groups with the FC. I'd like to do a little bit more FC stuff, but they do a lot of stuff on Friday, which is our podcast night. So it's like every other Friday.
Pete, we have actually quite a few nights that the people are doing stuff at the FC. Sorry, this is I'm not trying to publicize, but the FC. But no, we've kind of restructured it. And there's like Wednesday night stuff. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. And if you wanted to try to do something on another day, you can organize that.
I'm trying. It's all about balance, baby. Like Red Mage, balancing that white and black magic.
Exactly, real life and in game life.
Speaking about Red Mage, I'm real bad at it.
Very bad.
But I'm getting like, you know how I like being efficient in things. I'm getting really efficient at leveling. I never had the goal of leveling all the jobs, but it might happen, kind of just by happenstance.
So what are your tips for leveling them all efficiently?
do your leveling roulette, do your MSQ when you can, and read a book while you're going through all the cutscenes.
And waiting in queue.
And do trials roulette, stuff like that. I don't like grinding dungeons, so I will never run a dungeon if it's not for a roulette. Or if someone needs help, I'll obviously help them run a dungeon. But I will never. Oh yeah, and Alliance roulette is a big XP bonus as well. Thank you, McLeod.
My little tip on that is leveling roulette and guildhest roulette are the only ones that can be done on sub 50 jobs. So if you have jobs that are sub 50, run those on those jobs, and then run Alliance and Trials on jobs that you have that are over 50. So that way you can kind of like split the difference until you can do it on whatever job. That's what I've been doing. So my leveling is always my sub 50 job that I'm trying to level, and then I'll switch to a 50 job for the others.
I actually forgot that some jobs can start sub 50.
Yeah.
Because like everything I've been playing lately has started at like level 50.
That's why I've been doing Samurai very badly, because it starts at 50 and I'm like 54 and I'm just like, ooh.
Like I said, I'm reading more, so I've worked my way through Chronicles of Light, the Final Fantasy XIV book. That is a collection of short stories that Square Enix has posted on the Lodestone previously, but there's actually 4 new stories in this book, and I really enjoyed that. The unfortunate thing about reading this book is it kind of renewed my hatred that there wasn't these stories in the game, because they're better than 99% of the side quests that we get in this game, and they all could be in the game via use of the Echo and letting us like play that character from that story, you know, in a quest.
You said Echo. Now she's talking to you.
We named our Alexa Echo. Shut the fuck up, Alexa.
He's so mean to her. So yeah,
it was a really good book. Chronicles of Light, really enjoyed it. And yes, I got reminded of my bae, Fordola, but it's given me hope that she'll come back when we go to Garlemald. Gonna have my heart broken, I know. And maybe my biggest accomplishment since our last episode, even though we beat E9S, something that even trumps that, Avi, is I beat the gate The Slice is Right. I've been trying that damn gate since it was added to the game, and I finally beat it. I've lost so many times with just one more round to go, and I finally freaking did it.
I'm so proud of you.
Biggest accomplishment in the game.
Ever.
For me.
Good job,
all right,
Bob.
let's get to the community roundup, partner. You want to do it, Avi?
Wondrous Tails, hosted by Christy, Kristen, and Chip, also known as Pan from our raid group.
Christy, Kristen, and Chip sounds like hosts of a HGTV show. But this podcast is called Wondrous Tails, and it's a lot of fun. You can find, they're part of like a podcast conglomerate called Mash Those Buttons. So you can go to mashthosebuttons.com/show/wondrous dash tales, or you can just type in Wondrous Tails into the Google machine, and you'll find the Apple Podcast, Android Podcast, for whatever podcatcher you use. You're gonna be able to find them. It's called Wondrous Tails, and like I said, Chip, aka Pan, is in our raid group, and he's a ton of fun, along with his co-hosts. So go give him a check out. Go
check them out.
That makes sense to me.
They describe their podcast as a lighthearted Final Fantasy XIV podcast focused on community. Come join us for all your 14 quality of life needs, and listen to us pronounce every city and NPC name horribly wrong, like Fat Hard.
Fat Hard. All right, that's all I got, Avi.
So now it's time for some listener reaction.
Oh, yeah. When I tweeted out that I finally beat The Slice is Right, I asked what things took people longer than it should have to get or achieve. And Angela said, husband and I only recently fully uncovered the map for Sastasha. I didn't realize we didn't have the achievement until an FC mate ran us through it. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Whenever
I love that.
I get Sastasha in like a leveling roulette, and it gives you the notice that someone's new to the dungeon, I will do a full clear of that so they get that achievement because I know that would annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah. This is a cute one from Disco Cub who says, unlocking the Conjurer's Unicorn Mount. I blew right past the quest and forgot all about it until I capped my white mage. Yeah, there's a little quest as you lead into the Conjurer's Guild that it's like a little side quest, doesn't tell you anything, but you get the white unicorn mount from it, which is pretty freaking cool, so don't forget that. That would suck to forget that because it's a really pretty mount. All right, Pete, anything else you want to add before I take us out?
Either tweet us or email your predictions for 6.0.
It's a week away.
You still got a little bit of time.
The live announcement. All right. So on that note, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, we've enjoyed hanging out with all of you live here on Twitch. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Be sure to hit that follow button so you will know the next time we are going live. And of course, a great big thank you to everyone listening to the podcast through iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, or watching us on YouTube. You really are the reason we keep making episodes. And remember, wherever you do listen, it would mean a shit ton to us if you gave our little shit podcast a rating or a review. Or more importantly, tell a friend to check us out. Here with Vegan Pete, I'm Avi Ale, and we will talk to you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Goodbye.